WIFO-FM in Jesup. Big Dog Country Radio, 105.5 FM. It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, and it's brought to you by O'Quinn & Associates, Murphy Builder Supply, Van's Barbecue, and First Southern Bank.
Are you looking for an insurance company that you can call and talk to a live person? Are you looking for an insurance company where you can walk in and talk to an agent? Are you looking for an insurance company that offers multiple companies so they can try and get you the best rate? If you said yes to any of these, then you need to call or come by O'Quinn & Associates Insurance Financial Services. We offer multiple companies so we can find the best fit for you. Give us a call at 385-1000 or stop by our office at 212 South First Street right here in Jesup.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jesup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jesup.
When it comes to barbecue, Van's Barbecue in Jesup is the place to be. A small family-owned business located at 1876 on the Savannah Highway. Van's Barbecue has lunch and dinner specials. Stop by or call to make an order. The number to call, 427-3358. Van's Barbecue's new manager is Sarah Van. Van's Barbecue offers potato salad, coleslaw, baked beans, and don't forget their delicious mac and cheese. Also, check out their shrimp plates, the best in town. Yes, when it comes to the barbecue, head to Van's Barbecue, locally owned and operated. Stop by and tell them the Big Dog sent you. Once again, the number to order, 427-3358.
Hi, I'm Raymond Brown.
And I'm Mandy Yeomans. At First Southern Bank, our customers are like family. As a locally owned community bank, we're dedicated to helping our clients succeed.
We have loans for every need, whether it's personal or business. We have lines of credit, auto loans, equipment loans, and of course, we offer mortgages. Stop by our bank or call us at 912-588-1010 and see how First Southern Bank can help you.
Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
The following is an exclusive presentation of Jesup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
The world-famous Butch and Bob Show.
World-famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO. 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio.
And Van's Barbecue has a new dining room. It's going to be open this Friday at 11:30 a.m., so come check it out. Enjoy a great meal. In Van's Barbecue, new dining room open up tomorrow at 11:30 a.m.
Check it out. Brand new dining room.
Can't wait.
All right.
I'll be there.
You can not only you before you just sit there on the porch and eat it or have to take it with you. Now you can go into a dining room. Cool.
Yeah,
all right.
Be nice.
There, Van's Barbecue, located on 301 North, the Savannah Highway here in Jesup, right at the base of the 301 bypass. I remember when I was in high school and that 301 bypass being built. My uncle helped work on that back in the early 70s. And remember that being built, and so people didn't have to go. Back then, you didn't have the interstate over there, okay? 95, they were building 95, but it wasn't there. So you had all that traffic coming down from the north and then coming up through Florida, coming up 17, 301, US 1. I mean, it's according to where people wanted to go, which one of three they picked. And you used to be wall-to-wall and treetop tall with cars coming through Jesup back before the interstate was built. And so in a lot of these towns along 301 in the state of Georgia, they built bypasses around them. So all that traffic didn't have to go and clog up the business area. Some people liked it, some people didn't. But it did make it easier going around these small towns and safer here on 301 in Jesup. Yeah, so that's where Van's Barbecue is located, right there at the base of that bypass. Get back to on what we were talking about there, Van's Barbecue. I'm getting RF in my headsets here, and I have never gotten that before. I know we've been working on some wiring here, and that may have something to do with it here, but I'm hearing the AM faintly in my headsets, and it's distracting when you're sitting here trying to talk, and then you hear sports talk in your headset. I'm not sure if it's going out over the air, but it sure is going into my headset right here. In the old station, before it burnt down, we used to get RF all the time. I mean, it was here, there, and yonder all the time. But since this station, the new building was built in 2006, we haven't, because everything's grounded like it's supposed to, with big copper strips going under the station floor there and everything tied into it and so forth. But I know that we've been working on some of the wiring here in the control room over the last few days, and for some reason today I'm getting some faint sound of the AM in my headset here, which is RF, because when that AM transmitter goes up to full power, it can get into the wiring here at the station. So that's the reason why we got it all grounded. So we'll see if that continues, and I haven't heard that in a while. Didn't even hear it yesterday, and you figure if I would have heard it yesterday, because I don't think anybody worked on anything last night, but RF is one of them weird things. You can get rid of it one spot and it'll come back somewhere else. But so Van's Barbecue, brand new dining room coming up tomorrow.
11:30.
11:30. And speaking of restaurants here in town, we got this word in yesterday from Omaha Steak and Seafood. They're hosting a blood drive today, Bob. They got a blood drive, Omaha Steak and Seafood blood drive in their banquet room. They're hosting it. I guess the Red Cross is coming in and they're hosting it there. And it's from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. today, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. blood drive. And if you go give a unit of life-saving blood today, Bob, there at Omaha Steak and Seafood, you'll get a $5 off coupon for donating blood to be used at the restaurant. So not only do you get the good feeling of giving a pint of blood, which can save, what they say, I'd say up to 3 lives, you can also get a $5 off coupon. That blood drive today at Omaha Steak and Seafood on North 1st Street in Jesup today, February 2nd, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Well, it is Groundhog Day, Bob. Do you give much credence to the rodents out there predicting the weather?
Not really.
Not really? Well,
they believe in Punxsutawney Phil up in Pennsylvania, though.
I know you lived up there, so there's a big thing up there.
That's a big thing up in Pennsylvania.
Now, he saw his shadow this morning.
They did.
Punxsutawney saw his shadow, where our groundhog here in the state of Georgia, General Beauregard Bo did not see his shadow. So he's predicting a early spring.
Good.
Where up in Pennsylvania they saw the shadow, Punxsutawney did, and so that means 6 more weeks of winter, which makes sense. It's Pennsylvania. What do you expect? Winter doesn't officially end until the 3rd week in March. That's when spring begins.
The good thing about Groundhog Day is the movie. The movie's a great movie.
Oh God, that is. I played a scene from it this morning, early around 6:30, the bowling scene where Bill Murray's sitting there with a couple of dudes inside the bowling alley there. And of course, he's been there for many, many, many days, reliving that same day over and over again, and him talking about it's just funny. It's just that bowling alley scene where they're sitting around drinking beer, talking about life.
And speaking of movies, 80s for Brady's comes out this weekend. I wonder if Brady's retirement was to promote his movie.
Yeah, right. 80s for Brady.
80s
what
for
is
Brady.
that movie about?
About 4 elderly ladies that turn 80 going to the Super Bowl to see Tom Brady.
Yeah, I saw some clips of that, of those 4 actresses that are older.
Rita Moreno,
Jane Fonda, and Lily Tomlin. Yeah.
It's going to be funny.
Yeah.
Comes out, I think the Strand's got it this Friday. So
80s for Brady.
80s for Brady.
So they want to go see Brady play.
Yeah, in the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
They go to the Super Bowl.
Okay, they go to the Super Bowl. All 4 of them get tickets to go watch Brady.
I don't know. I don't know what the movie plot is.
I don't know what it is.
I just know that's the premise. The premise is they're going to the Super Bowl to see Tom Brady.
Okay.
And they see Gronk, and Gronk's in the movie. So I wonder if
Gronk's in the movie?
I wonder if Belichick's in the movie.
I don't know. Was Hoodie in it though? Okay.
I don't know if he could even say his lines. He mumbles all the time.
It's funny. It's funny to hear Dan Patrick.
I still have that. Like I said, I answered that. I asked that question. He answered it, but I still know what he said.
Still don't know what he said. You listen to the tape over and over. Still can't understand what he said.
At least 100 times. I don't know what he said.
Yeah. It's funny to hear Dan Patrick.
It's a great question.
Imitate the Hoodie.
The Jaguars held Rob Gronkowski to 2 catches for like 10 yards. So I asked him, did the defense do anything special? Just shut him down. And he mumbles. I don't know.
No idea. No idea what he said.
At least he answered it. I was just proud he answered my question. And I was like, what did he say? I don't know what he said.
Look to the other sports writers there. Yeah, sportscasters.
I've listened to the thing at least 100 times. Like, what did he say? Maybe somebody just decipher. Just a mumble. Guess he wasn't happy with the question. I don't know.
Well, no, he seemed like he was okay. Well, he just does that.
At least he answered it.
At least he answered it, huh? Yeah. So,
My one question to Bill Belichick, and he answered it, but I have no idea what
no
he
idea
said.
what he said. Let's do it over and over again. No idea what you said there, Bill. Can you repeat the answer? You'll never do that to him.
But it ought to be a great. I'm looking forward. It should be a fun movie. I said good comedy. So,
All right.
looking
80s for Brady.
looking forward to seeing that this weekend.
Okay.
But Brady did officially. There's still a debate whether is he really going to do it this time. Because last year, the same time he retired and he came back.
Same date, February 1st.
So, but I think he's done.
Well,
he's got nothing else to play for. Seven Super Bowls.
Yeah.
San Francisco would be tempting, though. I mean,
It would be
they've got all the pieces
They got
in place.
everything right there to step in. But you
They
know
got
what?
an offensive line that could protect him. So, but I think he's done.
I heard the sportscaster on Fox Sports this morning when I was coming in this morning about 5 o'clock. I was listening to our AM station, Fox Sports, 1370 AM, The Buzz, WLOP, and the sportscaster this morning they was talking about him retiring. Is he retired? Is he not retired? Because, he did this last year. He said that maybe what he will do is stay in somewhat of a football shape, watch himself, and then as you get into week 13, 14, and 15 of this next year, you got a star quarterback that goes down like at San Francisco and places like that they could give him a call and say, Tom, we need a quarterback, and you fill in for a few weeks. Now, he was talking about how other former quarterbacks that were, had retired and that were superstars had gotten calls and messages like that from teams, and they said, well, maybe that'll happen to Brady if he wants to stay in some type of football shape and go fill in for a few weeks toward the end of a season for a team that is on a playoff run.
He's probably ready to just eat some decent food. Like I said, if you read his diet and that ice cream he said, nobody wants that. I mean, the man doesn't eat properly. He eats that.
Well, apparently he eats properly because he's healthy. Somebody
he's eating all this stuff nobody wants to eat. So, I mean, it's not like he's eating good food. It's not.
He's eating good food. He's not eating the junk like we do.
Like I said, he's not eating good food. He's not enjoying life.
Oh, so it'll be interesting to see why. But he needs to put on a little weight. I mean, you watch that video of him there on the beach, saying I'm retiring. He looks like Kevin Bacon. That's what Jim Rome says. That that Tom Brady looks like Kevin Bacon now with that gaunt face. His cheeks is all sunk in.
I want the question answered. Nobody's answering the $64,000 question.
What's that?
If he would have retired last year, would he still be married? Because that's what she wanted. She wanted him to retire last year, and he wouldn't do it. He went back and played football, so they got divorced. So the question is, if he retired last year, would they still be married?
It had to be more than that. It had to be more than that.
She was mad because
she was upset. Let me tell you. Then she started. She got that fitness instructor and her fitness instructor. I think they started getting a little friendly last summer.
I want these shows like Entertainment Tonight and all that to do some investigative reporting.
TMZ, get TMZ on it, man. They can get all the dirt on everything.
What's going on? I'd like to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah.
If he retired last year, would they still be? Is there any?
Who knows?
Maybe they'll get reunited now that he's retired.
Who knows? Nah, she's already moved on with her fitness instructor. She did that last summer. Oh, yeah, man. Yes, sir. Yeah. He was showing her all kinds of attention, and Brady was out there trying to play football.
Well, he's dating a 20-year-old, so what does he care? So.
Oh, he is? I didn't know he was dating anybody.
Yeah. I think she's 26, 27, something like that.
Okay.
He's already got. He's got plenty of women. It's not
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Not like he's having trouble.
Each year goes by, his dates and girlfriends get younger and younger. Leonardo DiCaprio.
I just wonder if he. Like I said, I'm just curious because that was the issue last year when he went back to play football. That's when things dissolved in the marriage. So
that's true.
I'm just curious if he would have retired last year, would they still be together? And maybe there's a reuniting.
Oh,
now that he's retired.
Heaven knows.
Never can tell.
But you could tell, from last August when he came back from his sabbatical there, that I looked at when I saw him on TV and heard him on radio. I said he's having relationship problems. That's what happens when you've got a relationship problems. When you don't want it to break up, and your spouse does, it will rip you apart. And that's what happened to Brady. I knew that. I mean, it's amazing how people didn't talk about it back then. But, oh, yeah, they were out doing this. No. Well,
apparently he's got a good deal with Fox. He's going to Fox broadcast base. So,
and he'd be replacing Olsen?
No, Sean Payton.
No. He would be the color guy.
He's going to color guy.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. But then Greg's been doing a great job. I mean, you don't want him out. I mean, he's been doing a fantastic job.
I thought maybe they'll team him and Gronk together. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be something right there. It'll be interesting what Fall works out. And of course, when Dan Patrick was talking about yesterday that he didn't even tell Fox that before. He just. When everybody found out was when he posted that on his site yesterday.
That's what PTI said. If you pay a guy, you got like a $137 million contract to be an analyst for Fox, you'd think you'd give Fox the scoop.
Yeah, he's going to make more next year. He'll earn $30 million this year in football. He'll earn $37 million as an analyst on Fox's next year. And they're saying that, Fox needs to give him a call and say, listen, we'd like for you to come in the studio. You don't have to do it live. Just come in the studio and just tell us what, as a quarterback, how would you attack each one of these defenses? Kansas City's defense and Philadelphia's defense as a quarterback. You don't have to criticize the quarterbacks if you don't want to do that or whatever. Who's got the strengths and weaknesses, but just as a quarterback, how would you attack? And tape that and put it so they can put it on their pregame show because that long pregame show, you need as much on there as you can get.
They got 11 hours to fill, so I'm sure he'll be on. I'm sure he's going to be part of
it. That they said that, of course, I'm sure that as soon as they saw that, they were on the phone with Brady and say, all right, we need you to come in the studio now. We're paying you big bucks. And if you don't want to do it live, if you don't want to be there on our live show, at least record something. Come in the studio and let's record something so we can play it. And I agree he should. People want to know how would he, that's what Dan Patrick was saying. Ask him, how would he attack each one of these defenses? Strength, weaknesses, if they did this, just analyze the whole thing as the top quarterback of all time.
I just thought it was interesting. The person that covers the Tampa Bay Buccaneers said the decision, he wasn't thinking about going to a different team. He was either retire or come back and play another year in Tampa. But he wasn't interested in going anywhere. Because they asked him, possibility of going back to New England. He said, "You can forget that. I'm not going back there."
Yeah.
So that he wasn't. The decision was either retire or play another year in Tampa. So that was what it came down to.
How would you like to be a Michigan fan, and Harbaugh goes and gets, last year he interviews for pro teams. He goes and interviews this year for pro teams, and then he went back again last week when he said, after all that didn't work out this year, he said, "No, I'm committed to Michigan." And then this past week, he goes back to Denver and talks to them, or at least on the phone somehow. And of course, they end up getting Sean Payton. It's just like he's waiting for that NFL door to open. That he's not totally committed to Michigan, and will they be able to recruit when people, Ohio State and other teams up there in the Big Ten can say, he's going to be gone just as soon as an NFL team hires him.
No NFL team wants him.
Apparently not.
So, but we've been through this before. You can't trust any of those guys.
Can't trust any of them.
How many coaches have stood there and emphatically said, "I'm not going anywhere"? Next day they're gone.
Next day they're gone. It's like Nick Saban when he was down there in Miami.
You don't believe anything they tell you. Yeah. There's no credibility in any of those guys.
Wow.
None. There's no loyalty. Same thing with players. There's no loyalty. It's not like it used to be in the old days where they couldn't. Now it's all free agent. Now it's now it's an NIL deal. I love that story in Alabama where that kid, Nick Saban talked about the guy came up and said he wanted $500,000 plus he wanted his girlfriend to be enrolled in Alabama law school and he wanted the university to pay for it. And Saban says, "Get out of here."
You're just another brick in the wall.
He told that story.
Cog in the wheel.
He spoke to a bunch of high school coaches and was telling these stories about these crazy NIL deals. These players are coming up saying, "I want this and I want that," and he's like, "No, get out of here. We're not doing that." I like that. That's a player looking after. Not only did he want money, he wanted his girlfriend.
Looking out for his girlfriend now. That's looking out for his woman.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's
a good boyfriend right there.
Not only did he want her enrolled in law school, he wanted the university to pay for it.
Coach Saban's probably sitting there saying, "What?"
Saying, "Where's this kid coming from? Who's his parents? What la land's he living in?" But it's amazing what some of these guys are getting. I saw with a guy from Florida that was supposed to get the $17 million. He went to Arizona State, so no one know how much Arizona State paid him, but that was interesting. So,
all right.
But it's interesting to see
It's a
what these
wild
guys
west
are
show
getting.
right now when it comes to recruiting.
Next time we get Buddy Carter on, we have to ask. I forgot to ask him this question because apparently the NCAA is trying to get Washington to intervene and try to put some guidelines.
Well, you
and
have
all
the
that.
Supreme Court. How do you can't overrule the Supreme Court? Now they could pass a law.
Washington can get anything accomplished. Who wants Washington to get involved?
I
in
know.
college
The last thing you want to do is more government in there.
I don't believe Buddy Carter's in favor of that. But that's what they're looking. They're looking for Congress to pass some laws in this NIL. But next time we talk to Buddy, I have to ask him if he's heard anything about that.
All right.
But that's the last place you want to go.
Yeah,
to get
I
anything
agree.
resolved.
I agree because
they can't get anything resolved.
All right. And speaking of Alabama, they just reported today that they have said that Alabama's got the number 1 recruiting class and Georgia's got the number 2 recruiting class of this year.
I mean, Saban's can still recruit with the best of them,
Yeah. But Georgia's 2, and I don't know.
Texas is 3.
Texas is 3.
LSU's 4. Ohio State 5.
Yeah. So the rich keep getting richer.
Yeah, Georgia's in good shape.
Yeah, the rich keep getting richer. And so we got one more year, I think, just the 4 teams getting into the playoffs. And then the year after that, it's 12, isn't it?
12, right.
12 starting the following year.
That'll be
So
fun.
that's going to be interesting.
That's going to be fun to watch. It'll be
Yeah.
fun to have those home playoff games. That's what's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
If you're a higher seed, you get to play at home, so that'll be fun to watch.
Okay.
Be interested what those tickets go for.
Yep. All right. Well, tonight, late tonight, and then tomorrow we get that rain. Today's high is supposed to be in the mid-70s. Okay, mid-70s for the high today. Tomorrow's high is supposed to be in the mid-50s, so it's going to be about 20 degrees colder tomorrow, as we have that 80% chance of late evening overnight showers, and then a 100% chance of rain tomorrow. But the interesting thing is the high tomorrow is going to be in the mid-50s. Today, mid-70s, tomorrow, mid-50s. But tomorrow night is going to be around 32. Now, the front will be moved on out. We'll have sunny skies on Saturday. But the thing about it is, what would the roads around here be like if you got all that moisture on it from the rain tomorrow, and will we have areas of ice, especially on the bridges? It'd be interesting to talk to Donnie Ray if he's from EMA here in town, if he's taking a look at that. Are we projected to have ice on bridges for tomorrow night when people get up Saturday morning to do early stuff on Saturday before it starts warming up? Because if it's supposed to get down to 32 and it rains all day tomorrow, a lot of tomorrow, not all day, but it rains a lot tomorrow, will we have areas of patchy ice here in southeast Georgia?
Times the rain come today because the baseball team get their squad game
after
today.
2 o'clock.
Game 2, the inter squad game. I said that first game on what was it, Monday? I can't remember. Anyway, it rained.
Yeah,
they got like 4 innings in, and then the rain came.
No, it's supposed to be after 2 o'clock
Monday.
tonight.
Monday was the first game. It got rained out.
Okay.
Well, today's the game 2, and Saturday's game 3 at 11:30 on Saturday.
So we'll be fine today. It's after midnight tonight, around
good.
2 o'clock.
Should be
it
another
goes
good crowd
tomorrow
out there.
from. Let's see here. Chance of 100% chance of showers tomorrow, but that concerns me about that 32 degrees come Friday night. Which it's not going to happen until later on the evening once the clouds move on out and the sun getting cold. But 32 degrees around sunrise on Saturday morning maybe could present problems. They don't say that on here. They don't say anything, maybe possible areas of patchy ice, but you know how it is on bridges, maybe. It concerns me. I mean, we're not going to have the type of ice they've got out in Texas and Tennessee right now, but we were talking about that a little earlier, you and me, about the ice on those roads out there in Texas, and people just driving like nuts out there. Here it is, you're driving on a thin layer of ice. Or you're going through patchy areas of ice, and you're driving regular, normal speeds, and you see people slipping, sliding, banging, and bamming all over the place out there, and you just want to go out there and say, what were you thinking? You're traveling on ice. You can't drive like that. You got to drive slower, and you see all these big car pileups out there, which means you had a whole bunch of cars going along there about 50, 60 miles an hour, and then suddenly one starts sliding around, and next thing you know, you hit the brakes, and next thing you know, you're sliding everywhere. So when areas of ice, you've been in it before, Bob. It's scary. It is scary to hit your brakes and your vehicle doesn't stop.
Right.
And it just keeps going. It keeps going sideways and backwards and everything else. It's a scary feeling. So once you could do that once or twice, it's like, you first of all, you don't want to get out in it. And if you got to get out in it, you want to drive like a turtle. Sirree. Very, very carefully.
It's a mess out there in Texas.
It is. I mean, you'll see a vehicle just going along there just perfectly, just no problems at all. And then suddenly you see that video of them just starting fishtailing, going sideways, turning around 360 circles and stuff like that. Wrecks all over the place out there. They said the trucks out there, the tow trucks out there, can't keep up with it all. There's so many vehicles that have been. Body shops out there are making a fortune this next several weeks out there in Texas and Tennessee and places like that with all that ice out there. So I don't know if we're going to get it here on the bridges on early Saturday morning, but if you got a bunch of wet pavement and it's 32 degrees, you might have those on the bridges. I don't know.
What's the high Saturday?
High Saturday. It's going to be sunny on Saturday with a high Saturday of mid-50s, about 54, 55. So if you're going to play golf, you'll want a jacket on.
Just a matter how much rain they get on that Friday. Though.
Yeah, it's just it's a 100% chance, 80% late after 2 o'clock, around 2 o'clock on Thursday night tonight, and then Friday, 100% chance of showers.
I mean, the back's cart path only anyway. It's a lot of water on that course right now. So.
Yeah, there is a lot of water out there. I still got puddles in my yard from the last rain that we got that hadn't soaked in yet, and so.
At least it's going to be sunny though. That'll be good.
It'll be sunny on Saturday. Now, it's going to be a little overcast on Sunday, kind of like we've had the last couple of days, but no chance of really rain on Sunday. But that 80% late tonight and 100% chance of showers tomorrow before noon. So it's going to come in, rain, and then move on out. And by tomorrow afternoon, it should be mostly moved out. So we'll see. All right, Bob, it's amazing. We've just about filled this whole 30 minutes up here, almost after 25 minutes. Anything else on your mind this morning you want to discuss?
No, just want to remind everybody again, Van's Barbecue, the new dining room tomorrow opens at 11:30. So come check it out. Enjoy a great meal tomorrow at 11:30.
Okay.
Check out the new dining room.
New dining room at Van's Barbecue.
Yep.
All right, Bob. Have a good day. All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup is brought to you by O'Quinn & Associates, by Murphy Builder Supply, and also brought to you by Van's Barbecue, of course, and First Southern Bank.